Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our second segment of the day here in the Murphy booth in the Murphy building at Iona College. Martino Puccio, Matt Lascelles alongside with you. Okay, now that we've reviewed the Super Bowl and how amazing the comeback was for the New England Patriots, I think we have to talk about their legacy. Once again, I think it's obvious that you always do that whenever you're discussing a dynasty like the Patriots or the Yankees or the Spurs or whoever, Lakers, Showtime, Celtics back in the 50s, 60s. Just you have to talk about it. Even the Bulls in the 90s, excuse me. I think it's something that really needs to be talked about, and it's something that needs to be appreciated in the moment because we're also there's a lot of the time we are prisoners of the moment, and we don't really truly appreciate how great some people are and how great teams are. But the New England Patriots are by far the greatest NFL franchise dynasty in the history of the sport. I don't really think it's close. I don't think it's going to be close because it's not even finished yet. And they've been there 7 times. They could easily have won all 7 if it wasn't for a couple of miraculous throws. And I know they could have lost a few of them too at the same time. But let me just tell you about a couple of players that played in the Super Bowl yesterday for the New England Patriots and their draft history or lack thereof. Tom Brady, 6th round. Julian Edelman, 7th round. Amendola, undrafted. Hogan, undrafted. Deion Lewis, 5th round. James White, 4th round. And these are just a few of the players that played for the New England Patriots, okay? This isn't over the course of time. Rob Gronkowski, as amazing as he is, Hall of Fame bound most likely, 2nd round pick.
No doubt of it. Yeah.
It's incredible.
I think anything after the 3rd round becomes a bit surprising. And, Brady obviously is always is the model for that because 6th round.
Brady
that's
is the ultimate underdog in sports history, and there will never be anything like it again. There'll be stuff that's close to it. Brady has eclipsed himself, in my opinion, into the Mount Rushmore of greatest of all times.
Across all major sports.
Across all major American sports, where there's a conversation you can make, but ultimately I don't really think there's a conversation at the end of the day. Ultimately, I think people will put Brady as a guy that you'll always compare the current best player to. As in, everyone compares LeBron to Jordan now. Everyone's comparing to Jordan. Everyone compares to Gretzky, Babe Ruth. I think Brady is on that Mount Rushmore in that category right now.
What is your Mount Rushmore? Is Brady the only football player? Yes.
Brady. Well, I do it just one per sport.
You have to, or else.
And I do it on the top 4 sports. I'm not going to do soccer because it complicates things, and the people who are probably going to listen to this, and then you're not that as familiar with soccer as most people. But I have Jordan. I don't think it's any question. I could understand LeBron one day. Maybe we could review it at the end of his career.
It's not
sure,
yet.
But right now, I don't think so. Babe Ruth, the guy was a pitcher. He won 20 games, okay? He's like, let me try hitting 700 home runs. I don't want to hear anything about there was a lack of African-American players playing at that time. Then why didn't anyone else hit 500 during his era?
Yeah.
No one hit 500. Babe hit 700. I don't care he's playing at Yankee Stadium. Then no one else hit 700 while they were playing at Yankee Stadium, okay? So all I got to say, Wayne Gretzky, do you really have to say anything else? His nickname is the Great One. I know no one's even close to his point record in the NHL.
And there never will be.
And there never will be. It's going to be in that Cal Ripken category of records. Joe DiMaggio's hit streak it's definitely possible. But Tom Brady, 5 Super Bowls. There's only one franchise in total over the course of their history that has more Super Bowls than Tom Brady does as a player, and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay, and Brady's career is not over.
It's not over.
And
some people would like to argue that, but
it's not.
He's got at least 3.
He wants to play another 3 to 5 years, and you know what? It could definitely happen, and I'm going to tell you why.
I cap him at 3.
Sure, I could see
you're
that.
At a point,
football, you never know.
It's football, and random things happen.
Look how he was getting hit yesterday, and how he was shot. I know he came back. He's the best ever, but I mean, he did look shaky sometimes. You could only think the older he gets, the worse he's going to respond.
Of course, and that goes above arm strength because we've seen Peyton and Eli. The arm strength has decreased naturally.
It's in your legs. It's in your legs.
Brady's really hasn't. And his pocket presence is still unlike everybody else. His desire to win
quick decision making, get rid of the ball quick.
Unnatural. It's really incredible, and it's really mind boggling. So I'm gonna go back probably and watch the game a couple more times because you have to. It's so incredible. I mean, nothing about that game pointed to New England winning. I mean, the contrast in the halves. I mean, Atlanta played a near perfect first half. You couldn't have done much else.
Atlanta played almost a full 3/4 game. It's a 4-quarter game.
Yep.
It's 60 minutes. You got to play the full game.
Is that a lack of mental toughness, physical toughness?
It's honestly,
a combination.
At this point, when you're talking about Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, it's the greatness of them. Okay, all-time choke job by the Atlanta Falcons. But if there was ever a combination of a player and coach to ever come back from that deficit in one game with 17 minutes left to play, exclude overtime, just to tie the game, just to give them a chance, okay, because it's up to a coin flip at that point, okay, just to give them a chance. The fact that they came back from 25 down, no one has ever came back from more than 10 points in the history of the Super Bowl. 93 playoff games, right, where teams had a 20-point lead in the playoffs. 93-1 after yesterday. The Patriots were shattering records. Tom Brady is shattering records in the Super Bowl, and they're only going to get better next year, and here's why. Jimmy Garoppolo, good chance he's going to get traded. Rumors are that there's going to be a first-round pick and a second-round pick or whatever, or maybe there's a possible double package of 2 first-round picks if a team deems him that well.
Right.
That means the Patriots have another 2 first-round picks, whatever picks they get from the Jamie Collins trade, whatever they got. I think they got a pick plus Cooper, who I think they released in the trade with Chandler Jones. So we know how New England does. If they hit on any of those picks and say it's an offensive lineman, you're just prolonging Brady's career. I don't think it matters who their receivers are.
You continue to go with a 3 running back set with 3 more than capable running backs. There's not a formula out there to stop it.
And the crazy thing is, and it doesn't matter who the receiver is. Great, it's going to have Gronk. They didn't have Rob Gronkowski, the best tight end in football by far, when healthy. Okay, I don't think it's really a close gap when he's on his game and playing his best. I don't think there's anyone close to Gronk.
You got Gronk healthy back for a full season, which you like to say, and he keeps getting injured. But
Gronk
and then
is
you throw
injury-prone.
Martellus back into that second spot.
If you get Martellus,
it's right back to the Gronk, Aaron Hernandez, and there's just
they're incredible.
It really is unbelievable. I mean, there's nothing like it.
And it's what we talk about all the time is the revolving door of Belichick. Okay, this guy goes down. It doesn't matter the injuries. We're gonna plug in this guy. This guy's gonna do their job, like Bill says.
Yeah.
Do your job.
Know your role.
They know what they're doing. They have a system. They have a culture in which they're able to win no matter who is on the field. And that's the greatness. I know they. Go ahead.
Go on. Finish.
I know they don't win 5 Super Bowls without Tom Brady.
Of course.
Tom Brady and Belichick, they coexist with each other. They need each other to win the 5 Super Bowls. They don't win any without Belichick. They also maybe win 1 tops with Brady.
Right.
Probably not.
Right.
Who knows? Because those games were extremely close in every Super Bowl they've been in. Okay, even with the almost the undefeated team. Okay, so all I have to say is this: it is the greatest player-coach combination that has existed in American sports. I say since Red Auerbach and Bill Russell. Because you can't argue with 11 rings.
No, you can't.
11 is incredible.
It's really, really mind-boggling to think. You look back at games, and you can always kind of pick apart spots where, okay, this went wrong, and that's kind of where it started to go downhill, or this was a reason for that. When you watch the Patriots play, they don't have the most talented guys. Of course not. We know this is well documented.
Mm-hmm.
And you can call it, okay, Brady's a system QB, and you can call it whatever you want to call it. But when guys play, they don't mess up. Okay, Brady overthrew a couple balls to Edelman that, like, it's an overthrow, and we look at it like, oh, my God, Brady overthrew him. They're ridiculously hard throws to begin with, and he's just missing the throws. But you look at everything else that happened in the game, nobody in the Patriots did anything wrong. All game.
The Blunt fumble, but they took Blunt down, and they knew, like, hey, maybe it's not his day today.
Yeah, they execute the plays that they have to execute.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of, briefly talked about, last play of the game. You look back at the replay, and the confetti came down, and we're not really sure if they reviewed it. There really wasn't a whole lot to, Joe Buck and Aikman both did not say anything during that 2 or 3 minutes where everyone's running on the field. Nobody actually had any idea what was going on. But clearly in the picture, he's down. But then you have to remember the next play. What do? They give it right back to him. He scores, or Brady sneaks it, because that's the play where Brady sneaks it. They know how to quickly.
You never know. You never know.
Regardless of that. Everything the Patriots did, they just did right in the second half. And everything, like we said, everything, the ball just bounced their way.
Yep.
Metaphorically,
They
they
had to make a play, and they made plays when they needed to.
Yeah.
Edelman made the big-time catch when they needed it most.
Yeah.
They forced a fumble on Matt Ryan when they needed it most. They needed a turnover. That was best-case scenario for the Patriots. Get the ball back into Tom Brady's hand. They exhausted the Falcons' defense. The Falcons also, they're at fault, and we just said it just before in this past segment prior to this. They didn't run the ball when they needed to. It was just a recipe for disaster. You could say the Falcons handed the game, and you could also say Brady won the game because they still drove down the field and punched them in their face. And it just was incredible. And New England Patriots and Tom Brady, it's the greatest football dynasty ever. And I don't think it's going to happen again, considering the multiple injuries and the concussions that are happening in the NFL, and the league's changing. It's a little bit softer. They're being more cautious with injuries. The salary cap. It's not going to happen again. The second Mo Lewis knocked Drew Bledsoe out of the game, and the second Bill Belichick resigned as head coach of the New York Jets after an ownership controversy, and he really wasn't confident in the new ownership for the Jets. It was the perfect storm for them. The genius coach with the all-time underdog athlete. There will never be a greater underdog athlete in the history of sports. 6th-round pick, 199th pick, passed up by all 32 teams in the NFL multiple times. There has never been anything like it. The only unanimous MVP in the history of the NFL. Incredible. No one is going to touch his legacy, regardless of Deflategate, Spygate, whatever. They were supposedly caught for this, whatever the controversy was, whatever you might have thought about it. They still came back and they won 2 Super Bowls after that. It doesn't matter.
One thing that I saw this morning that really exemplifies Belichick and Brady's greatness is, somebody had mentioned something to him about, season's done, you can relax, whatever it is, something like that. And his response was something to the effect of, we're 5 weeks behind 2017.
Yep.
And that sums it up. They're always planning ahead. They're always and
ahead
that's why they've been so great. They don't live in the moment. They do what they have to do. Boom,
they're
done.
The curve.
Listening to the post game last night and the award ceremonies, and the boos were unbelievable. And Brady and Belichick just laughed it off, because what else can you do?
Even Robert Kraft talked about it when he was giving the speech. Everything transpired. But that's what true greatness is. It's no matter what the outcome is, no matter how much people are going to say that they only won because of this and that, they prove that they won despite no matter what. The same thing happened with the Chicago Bulls. I mean, even like the Yankees, even the Celtics, like all these dominant teams over the course of the years, you do not bet against a guy like that. And Brady is immortal. He's a living legend right now. No matter what. Could you only imagine how much more confidence the Patriots and Tom Brady have after that? They literally came back from the biggest deficit in Super Bowl history, and they won it.
There's no reason to
there's no reason they'll ever doubt again.
There's no reason
Why would
to bet
you
against
ever
them.
doubt them again?
Ever.
Do you really think if the Patriots get back to the Super Bowl, they're going to be down by 25 again? No. So say they're down by...
They might not win, but there's never a reason to bet against them.
Exactly. And I think that's what true greatness is. No matter the score, if you're not worried, then that's the greatest of all time. And that's apparently what it was like to play against Michael Jordan. You just never counted the guy out. Same thing with the Yankees. You just always felt like they were going to win. And you always felt like Jordan was going to win. And you always feel like LeBron's going to win in a Game 7. So, that'll wrap it up for us. Martino Puccio, Matt Lascella, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, New England Patriots. Just as a Jets fan, respect to you guys. More power to you. You're the most amazing dynasty I've seen in my lifetime watching sports. I don't care if I'm only 22. It doesn't matter. I don't think I'm going to see anything like this for a long time. Never's a long time, but I really do think, all circumstances considered, congratulations. You guys are the best. You'll always be the best in my eyes until someone actually goes 7 for 7, but...
You'll be the best until somebody goes 2-0
congratulations.
against you, Brady.
Congratulations. You're incredible, New England fans. It's a good thing you guys really appreciate what you guys have, because they're just incredible. So that'll wrap it up one last time. We'll see you Wednesday. Martino Puccio, Matt Lascella. Get ready for some baseball, because that's what's up next.